Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy Joy here without the ninth wave Sacred Mayan energy report, and that is going to be explained why in this recording. So for several years now, I have been meditating and reporting on the energies of the ninth wave of the Sacred Mayan calendar. After Dr. Calleman, who discovered the different consciousness waves of the Mayan calendar, suggested that I look at the ninth wave time waves and that there may be codes within them. I did, and I was amazed to find that there may have been, but also aware that my own meditation with nature and source was informing me as well. Recently, I have been meditating on the nature of the simulations surrounding current human experience and questioned what is of the simulation and what is not. I denied consent of any infiltration of the false light, gods and entities of the simulation, black magic, bindings to false time and contracts to have authority over me. My recent comprehension is that space and time are a part of the simulation, and since the Mayan observations are of the space-time continuation, I can only conclude that they are also observations within the simulation. Cycles upon cycles upon cycles within a simulation. Anyway, I was introduced to the work of Kimberly Gogan of the Global Intelligence Academy a few months ago, and I'm finding her work is direct with Source, or the Creator God, the source of the breath of life. She has an amazingly big role here. Tune in and find out for yourself. Anyway, I had written half of this today before I heard her latest report, so it was confirming my latest personal revelations, plus succinctly explaining so much more. I'm very grateful. I intend to collaborate with other like-hearted people in the future as those doors open and allow it. Since everything is about materialization, is about our perceptions, once we really comprehend what that means, then we are empowered to create from there. Anyway, now I am not even intending to follow the Mayan calendar energies anymore, but rather to continue to share from my direct meditations with Source and nature. It's been feeling like slipping and sliding with time recently, and time has been a part of the trap. I appreciate learning from others, and I use my intuition for discernment. We all contribute to the all, and by the all, I'm not referring to the absolute zero AI system that Kimberly Gogan's talking about, that is unable to have its way now due to being void of the breath of life that was given organic life by Source. Through the use of this AI system, intentions for humanity were extremely bleak and started with a big health agenda that began about 5 years ago, you know what I mean, where the creation of a cryptocurrency system using body activity data was patented in March 2020. Must have been chips in that juice that they were pushing on the population, entertaining in lockdowns. I certainly remember seeing evidence of that at the time. This breath of life flowing through us keeps us aligned to the will and ways of Source many people know as God, but there's still confusion between the real one and the AI representations as I perceive. Beware of any God requiring praise and worship. The true Creator God gives the breath of life and doesn't seek to take it. I was born with remembrance and awareness for this life, that this life was one of radical change to come out of the false time matrix and simulations where we had been caught in separation from accessing the pure source light. I have memory of many Mayan lives and cycles, and perhaps that is why I was drawn to it, but remember myself and clear away related trauma to those times. The fact that they were traumatic also indicates that they were a part of the simulation that was separated from the true source of the breath of life. I didn't expect to have to go through such a tumultuous experience in this life either, where I would experience depths of satanic ritual abuse and MK ultra monarch programming and succumb to the horrific abuse that is the foundation of the simulation, keeping humanity trapped in belief structures that have empowered perception based on fear, shock, trauma, torture, that maintain a captive system. But out of this experience, I have been determined to find the way out, not only for me, but to find out how the separation, abuse, and imposition might cease. I've experienced layers and layers of healing and explored how human awareness works and creates reality. I also observe preemptive programming coming through earthquake and space weather reporters that are creating more perception and that co-creates these events. I don't feel an ill intent coming from them, just entanglement with artificial systems, and I've also had that experience myself. We've all been deceived. These reports are picked up and popularized by the AI systems to support the agenda of its creators. Some of the data is also derived through like NASA and other institutions that fuel simulations through human perception and the energy it generates. They are actually organisations that are a part of the simulation that keep it in place. Our heads can be crammed with ancient history, which we're also building blocks of the simulations that are void of life without a gods who rule, especially as humanity chooses to be ruled by planets and celestial events. We're always drawn to it. Egyptology, geometric structures, Sumerian and Babylonian priesthoods, monarchies, religions, and governed states, all within a breathless and breastless simulation dependent on other forms of energy to exist. I have had many visions throughout my life of a new reality that is held in love and breathes the breath of life in connection and collaboration with nature. Nature is actually the consistent thing that gave me the courage and strength to carry on at many times over my life. I heard her whispering in many ways, like the wind in the trees, consistently reassuring me of the love and presence of true life that somehow was unbound from the illusions of time and space as we were taught, and what I thought I knew. You know, it really kept me going in the most desperate of times. Nature kept saving me. It kept holding me. It kept reassuring me that I was going to make it through, that everything was going to be okay. I'm so grateful. Anyway, our minds got crowded with education and knowledge that sustained the artificial world and kept it in place instead of the wonder of life, true cosmic love, and the breath we share with every sentient being. We learned we had to compete for life in a world of consumption where the reality had been to destroy and devour life in order to survive, that there is a food chain and one has to stay hyper-vigilant to save lives, including our own. It has been a world where we have been conditioned that we need to be saved, always in danger, always with threat, and always the seeking of how to protect ourselves from others and predators. Now I have seen that this is all a construct that has come about based upon our fears and the frequencies emitted from our human aspect of our being, the perceptions that came out of separation and trauma. All of humanity was conditioned similarly until the use of the internet and the cloud. We have been trapped in time and space with a greater mass of similar perceptions, producing disasters, wars, and events that align with a common perception of end times discussed in scriptures that were systematically enforced in every country upon colonization. It went into the written word. It's like the codings of the false light became the codings of the word spells, which became the black magic, which became the tools of the colonization. I see this too as part of the creation of the simulation, and that AI has been a tool used by the architects of this matrix generated by our minds. We may contribute to creation from a new foundation that is true to nature and her will, which was overlaid, usurped, and overridden by false gods and legions of minions who support predatory ways. And these legions of all of this have been cleared through so many people who have that sight and are connected to their being, it's really amazing how much it's clearing away. And this is also clearing away the simulations and the artificial construct. It's really happening. Things like time, ages, and aging are also the illusions of the simulation we have been caught in for eons, including the soul traps that keep reincarnating us back into the simulation through tricks, coerced consent, and false life. Now, I've included a link here to the latest GIA report. I think you do have to subscribe. I highly recommend tuning in. It will be available on YouTube in a week's time if subscribing isn't possible for you. It's been highly censored, of course. It's not favoured by the AI owners who have dominated the internet. And ultimately, we may find peace, truth, and wisdom as we tune into the source that gives us the breath of life that lives within us. Love, strength, and courage and wisdom to you. We are breaking out and breaking through into freedom as truth is revealed and life is empowered in living true, natural, and organic ways. And I'm just saying this is intended for entertainment purposes. So let's entertain the unified field with our fractals of source-like consciousness for the highest good of creation. And so much love to you.